Princess Audrey. Once upon a time there was a beautiful princess born in a kingdom not so far away. Princess Audrey had many people in her life who loved her so very much. But this is the story of a princess and the king. The king loved his princess more than anything in their kingdom. When the princess was born, she could not talk, she could not walk. So she laid around doing what princesses do best, being cute and getting kisses from King Daddy. Until one day there was a very stinky, smelly disturbance in the kingdom. It was so stinky all the townsfolk left, until it was just Princess and King Daddy. The princess farted! She was very proud of herself and smiled and giggled contentedly. Daddy the king was very proud, as he enjoyed farting too. It was okay with King Daddy and the beautiful princess, Audrey, that she had cleared the kingdom with her stinkiness. Except daddies can be kind of embarrassing, whether they're a king or not. When King Daddy would fart, Princess Audrey would shake her head. But then she would giggle and laugh at him. She loved King Daddy very much, and he loved her more than anything too. Although King Daddy and Princess Audrey were content to fart and giggle all day long, there were still things that had to be done around the kingdom. By this time Audrey was now a big girl princess, and was always a very sweet princess who loved to help. But there were a lot of chores and work to be done, and no one but King Daddy in the kingdom. Because Audrey was now a big girl princess, she had big girl princess wardrobe, of course. Princess Audrey loved clothes and shopping, and makeup and shoes. King Daddy looked around the kingdom, shook his head, and tossed the princess's clothes onto the royal couch. King Daddy and Princess Audrey were off to the park to play in the sand and swing on such a beautiful day. King Daddy and his princess played and played. They climbed big towers, crossed huge rivers, and played in flower fields. He tossed her high in the air, always catching her with strong arms, and gave her a million kisses. King Daddy would do anything for his princess. The princess was confident if she wanted the latest magic wand that was all the rage, King Daddy would get her one. But who needed a magic wand with magic tricks when you have a daddy as great as this? So they kept playing until the sun went down. But Daddy was king and ruled the world, at least to Princess Audrey. So, of course, he would spoil his one and only princess, because that is what daddies do, of course. Princess Audrey loved her daddy. Daddy gave her cookies and kisses, her favorite. Daddy was a very manly king. He was very tough, and all of the monsters in all of the closets in all of the whole kingdom knew it, so Princess Audrey never had to worry about monsters. Sometimes Princess Audrey would pretend there was a monster in a closet in the kingdom. Then King Daddy would put on his monster-getting outfit, and the princess thought this made Daddy very silly. He was the handsomest monster-getter in the whole kingdom. Sometimes King Daddy would also have to get the vampires and dragons too. Although mostly the vampires and dragons were friendly, and Princess Audrey had them wrapped around her finger, just like King Daddy was. But that's what princesses do, of course. There was only one job in the entire kingdom that King Daddy really, absolutely did not like. Dirty diapers! Ew, gross! Ugh, yuck, sick! But Daddy loved his princess, so he took care of it, because that's what King Daddies do. Now, Princess Audrey was a very, very smart big girl princess. One day, while playing in the kingdom, the princess looked around at the clothes and things everywhere and decided to make a magic spell to have her fart smell like roses. Then the kingdom folk could return, and Daddy could lose less hair from the stress of all the messes and monster fighting. Of course, King Daddy had gotten the princess the very finest magic wand, because that is what daddies do, of course. Then King Daddy, Princess Audrey, the two jesters, the queen, and all of the kingdom lived happily ever after. Until the magic spell wore off. The end. This story was written and illustrated by the Queen of the Kingdom, me.